Hi, this is Violet Days, and I'm hanging out with Rob on Front Row Live.
There was an evolution in sound from Razor Heart to the music that you're releasing today.
Oh, yes.
Can you tell me about that evolution? Was it a natural process for you? Was that something that has always been on the back of your mind?
Yeah, so Razor Heart was very we used to play a little edgier, more rock leaning music for a while. And that was before I decided to call it Violet Days. It was only Violet.
Okay.
So that was a kind of different thing, but when we released Razor Heart, that felt just so this could be good start.
Right.
To still have the edgy sound, but slowly merge it into something different. So that's when we started to find our sound. But I would say after we released So Dope in 2015, I think it was, I really felt okay, now I think we nailed the sound, and we know I knew what I wanted to say with everything, and I kind of found my voice in my own music. Right. And it just started to feel real, even though I love all the old stuff too, because it's an evolution, and it's right. Something that means a lot to me. But yeah, it's been an interesting journey sound-wise. But right. Yeah.
Now, as you do transition to this new sound, does this new sound kind of change the way that you write music? Kind of change the way that you create your music?
Yeah. Me and Chris is the producer, and he plays guitar. We write everything together, and it's become a process for us to work together, to just play around with sounds. And we have a few go-to sounds that kind of sparks something that's making it feel like a Violet Day song. Okay. So it's definitely something that we have found that makes it feel like it's something that we would want to have ourselves.
Right. Now take me into the studio with Chris and creating this upcoming EP. Is this a debut EP that you're releasing?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me about it. There's 5-6 tracks on there.
Yeah, it's going to be 6, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
What has that been like for you creating this EP?
It's been amazing. For such a long time, I've been longing to do a full body of work with songs that tells a story together. Because even I love the whole single concept and putting out song by song. Right. But to me, it's I love with artists that I look up to, I love when it's a story and you can tell that it's it has been worked on as a whole concept. And I really wanted that for myself as well. So we released our last song in May last year, which feels like a lifetime ago. Yeah, because usually we release more with short notice. Right. But yeah, so we just pressed pause and wanted to take some time to okay, figure out what is the story, what we want to say, what am I wanted to do something that felt special. So yeah, we just started to work on it. Some songs we already had, and we try to find the story in all the songs that would make sense in a full concept together. Right. So yeah, it was interesting, and it's actually also it's a very visual EP. So we have a lot of visual content that you will see, and you're gonna see how it all makes sense together. But it's kind of based on this 60s comic book. Okay. That I found. I bought it on second hand 6 years ago or something, and I just found it in my apartment. Yeah, and I was I wonder what the look is gonna be for the EP, because I love when it looks cool. I want it to look special, and I've always been inspired by old comic books and the whole vibe of that. Right. So we were just playing around with that idea. What if it's based on a character from that, but it's also me? So it all makes sense, and it was really fun to scrap those ideas together.
Now the EP is called Made in My Head. Yeah, is that right?
Made in My Head. Yeah.
Okay, and the upcoming single for that is Somber.
Yeah.
Featuring Morgxn, which is another it's a new artist here in LA.
Yeah.
Tell me about creating Somber and why Somber is the first single off this EP.
So we wrote it last year when we were here in May, I think it was actually, and we just had a session with Morgxn at his house in Silver Lake, and we just vibed. It was so amazing. He's such a good vibe. Like we all just like, it was like doing yoga that session because it was so chill.
Relaxed.
And relaxed, and we talked about music and life and just like play the piano. So the song kind of just like, it was just like flowing out of us. And I think he needed to tell that story and I needed to tell that story. And yeah, we had it for a while after we like came back from LA from writing it, and everyone in our team was just like, hey, we should release this as the first single because it's like, it's special. Right. And it features Morgxn, which is like good to have like someone else on board as well. Right. But yeah, it was just like naturally it makes sense, and also for the evolution of the story of the EP, it makes sense as a starting thing. Right. So yeah.
Now with the song, I kind of got to see a teaser. Well, I kind of got to see the video.
Oh, you did?
So,
wow. Yeah.
It seems like choreography is a big thing for you guys.
Yeah.
Because at least that video was based on a lot of choreography, which was incredible. I loved it. Yeah. Do you consider choreography when you're creating music?
Interesting question. Not really. It's actually kind of now that I've been starting to think about that. It usually comes after. Yeah. Because it's already, my mind is somewhere else when I create the song. I can't even think about it that. Yeah, like I see music videos. I can do that when I write songs, but for Somber, I actually like now after when it was done and finished, I wanted something like visually moving. Right. And I think using choreography and dance is so beautiful if it's like done in the right way. Yeah. And I knew exactly what kind of vibe I wanted in the dancers. And we just like happened to find the greatest dancers for this. So I'm really happy for that. And I plan on using choreography a little like in the other songs as well, hopefully. I'm still working on the ideas, but yeah, that would be great.
I feel like just adding choreography to music is not easy. Someone like Sia can pull it off, but you can't have everybody pull it off with their music. So the fact that, the choreography went so smooth with Somber, that kind of like, it blew my mind because I see your music more with a lot of collaborating with a lot of EDM artists in a way. So we could hear it in a club and stuff like that. But when it's that kind of dance that was on there, more interpretive, that's really hard to nail. So you did it.
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy to hear that. Yeah. And I will tell the dancers.
Awesome.
Great job.
Awesome. Now moving on back to the EP. What can we expect with this EP as far as a release date? Is that something that's already ready to go? Is that something that you created here in LA?
Release, we don't really have like a set release date, but we've been saying this summer. So we're aiming for that, and then it's gonna be like probably 3 singles up to the EP. Like during the whole spring. So first Somber will come out March 9th. Which is pretty soon, and I'm really excited to kick it off.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, with your music, you've actually been able to collaborate with a lot of musicians here in the States, and obviously you're not from the States. So how were you able to put your name out to the point that, you're collaborating with people all over the world? Yeah. I think most recently Cash Cast was one of them, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, since we all have internet, it's kind of simple. And also we're signed to a publishing in New York. Okay. So we get a lot of help from them. We have an American-based management. So it's a lot of people that we've been working with, people here for years. Yeah. So I guess that's been part of building the whole thing here as well. And I love being here writing, and we try to go here twice a year to write and to just like get inspired and all that. So yeah, it's just like happened organically.
Do you feel like the writing process is a lot better out here than it is back home?
Not necessarily.
Do you focus more here though?
Yeah, like it's a very different process, like doing it here and doing it in Sweden. I would say in Sweden it's a different focus. Like I feel like even it's a I feel like it's more focused in Sweden because there's nothing else really to do.
No distractions.
No distractions, like no bright sun and no like white beaches, you know, nothing that gets you to want to go somewhere else, you know. But also when we're here, it's a focus too, because like we get to work with like great people when we get here, and that's, I just love that. You can just tell like it's different vibes from like, it's different like work ethics, and yeah. But I love both places. It's it inspires me to travel and to write with different, like in different cultures, and get inspired by that too. It's important.
Now with this upcoming EP, what has been the biggest challenge in creating the EP?
I think nailing the whole concept of it. Like I knew early on that I wanted to name it Made in my head, because that was just like I needed to do that, because I'm like a daydreamer, and it kind of like that's all that I do that a lot, and I come up with like things in my head, and you know sometimes you just like dream away, and like is this real or is this like a dream? And I was just like I had to sit down and like pin down and like kind of jump out of myself and put it into a character, which we did with this. I think that's the changing point, when it got like easier to find the whole thing, from like me jumping out of myself, like okay, seeing myself in a different person but telling the story from that angle was easier. So once I found that, it was all good. It just like came like a flow.
So all this happened before you even got to start writing on music, like writing the music. That's a lot to think about.
Yeah, exactly. So actually we had a lot of the songs already, but it was interesting because like suddenly it just like came to me that it all makes sense. It was just like, wow, all these songs together. It was like I had thought about it before, but I didn't realize that. But yeah, when I just looked at it from a different perspective, it just like, it was obvious in a way, like the story and all of the songs, and they all make sense together. So yeah.
Now leading up to the EP, can we expect some live shows, maybe some touring happening for you?
Yeah, we're actually playing South by Southwest this year, which I'm really excited about. Never been to Austin.
It's definitely going to open a lot of doors.
Yeah, I hope so. It's going to be really exciting to go there. And we're doing a songwriting camp right before the festival too.
Nice.
So we have that. What else do we have? We have like some gigs in Stockholm. Just like starting to slowly build it up. Probably some more gigs around Europe, and also here, hopefully. We're just starting to build on that.
Now, so for those music fans out there that are not familiar with Violet Days, what makes you different from any other artists out there today?
I mean, that's a hard question. I would say that like I hope you can see that I put a lot of time into just building the whole concept and the world around Violet Days. It's not only about like, it's not only a song, it's like a whole world around it, and I'm working really hard to portray that and to present that to people, and I hope that they're gonna see that, and that's gonna be like a changing point. I try to make music and do things in my music that people haven't done. I want to hear sounds that I haven't heard in every song before. So like we're trying to work on something unique all the time, but it's like it's hard to stick out and like today because it's such a like so many people doing this. But I hope that the people that listens will like Violet Days for what it is and see the uniqueness of it.